Hello and welcome to Leaflet Educational Research Made Approachable. Today's article is titled "A Map is More Than Just a Graph: Geospatial Educational Research and the Importance of Historical Context." Now, in this study, Kelly presents a compelling case for the analysis of long-term historical trends or context in geospatial educational research. She calls for historically situated analyses of education policy, such as in research on school district boundaries. Geospatial educational researchers have, for the past several years, made use of GIS, Geographic Information Systems, to visualize data digitally. The use of such tools has deepened the understanding of school choice and school segregation, providing new insights into the organization of educational opportunity. However, many of these recent studies neglect long-term historical trends, presenting a moment-in-time perspective with little mention of the preceding events and processes. Now, it is no secret that data about our world contains thematic, spatial, and temporal elements. In GIS, it seems that any attempt to accurately record and describe data in one category automatically simplifies that of the other two beyond reasonable measure. New technologies and methods, such as animated maps that communicate change over time, and the inclusion of such maps in research articles, seek to overcome this challenge to an extent. Kelly spends much of this article describing a research project in a cluster of California counties which sought to investigate long-term trends in school districting. Every surviving paper map of school district boundaries in regional archives was found, then georeferenced with historical maps. Data sets were reconstructed based on surviving education data that could be integrated with these maps. Before the 1930s, in these Californian counties, most district boundaries did not reflect actual attendance patterns. Parents then petitioned the state for new district boundaries, resulting in changes with an apparently powerful, lasting effect on school funding in these areas. The historical context of special data reveals that the interplay between funding, segregation, and district boundaries is poorly understood. U.S. districts have, in some areas, been designed and redesigned for decades to keep students apart. If our focus is now on inclusion, we need to consider the history of each district and attendance zone as new boundaries are drawn. Studying the changes made to each district over time reveals the interplay between these changes and other important factors in the district, allowing more informed approaches to district formation and change. Historical context can even help create new measurement techniques and spark further questions for research. GIS software, used most often for visual representation of data, has potential for use in the data collection process itself. For example, scholars often disagree over the impact of irregularly shaped attendance zones on racial and income segregation. By comparing the current shape of districts to their original shapes and comparing both to a standard, we can observe that district boundaries become decreasingly regular over time as socioeconomical, geopolitical, and natural geographical features change. This makes sense because each new definition of a district's perimeter is built on top of all previously made adjustments. However, these processes can be most clearly understood using GIS in the search for meaning and context that only geospatial history can provide. According to Kelly, GIS software has the potential to do much more than create graphs. The historical context it reveals can help researchers develop new questions while critically reviewing data contained in maps, improve geospatial measurement techniques, and deepen the world's understanding of the interactions between geography and policy and how these have acted over time to shape contemporary patterns in the distribution of educational opportunity. I really like this article. I think the technology is neat. I think that the way Kelly sees a future for it, in terms of not just using it to create and visualize, create graphs to visualize data in articles, but to integrate it into the actual data collection process. I think it's cool. And I hope you do too. And I want to know if you do. And I want to know what else you think. So let us know. I will see you next week. Hope you've enjoyed. This has been Leaflet. Have a wonderful day.